This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. Do you still want to listen? Go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back, Patriots Dynasty Podcast. We're 2003 week 4? Is that right? Week 5.
No. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
We're really good at this. It's okay. We're professionals. 2003 week 5.
This is
Tennessee
episode
Titans.
like 40, right? 40 something?
40 something. Correct. We're really
So they
good
all
at
just
this.
mushed together.
We're killing it so far. We may start this one over because this is bad.
No.
No, we're definitely not going to do that. We don't do that. We just one take this shit.
We're raw. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how many episodes we have, but we got a lot. If you want to find them, you can go to patspod.com and you'll see them all there. So that's great. Oh, wow.
I personally like the analytics page of patspod.com.
I bet you do. Podcast-analytics. It's pretty good. Could use some work, but it's getting there.
Well, it's just cool to see how many, because the answer how many episodes have we done? Is anyone actually listening to them? And part of me feels like you're just making all this up.
I mean, maybe. We've released 44 episodes, so this is, I think we're 4 ahead, so 48. We're almost at 50 episodes. I think week 7 will be our 50th episode. Maybe we'll have to do something for that. Like, not invite Greg.
If he's invited, I thought he just shows up.
Yeah, I keep trying to lock him out, but climbs through the window. But this week we've closed the window, so no Greg. So it's just gonna be me and you, which I think is I love my brother, but probably for the best this week because
I feel like we're gonna get a lot accomplished, which is good because there's a lot to talk about in this
exactly. This game doesn't need any sidetracks or deep dives or anything like that. This is just pure awesome to watch football.
Yeah, let's start with a Lombardi rating.
That's what I was just going to say. I would give this, what out of 6? I'd give this a solid 5.
Yeah. I don't know what 5, what will be a quarter, because I'd even give it a 5 1/4.
An AFC East
championship. That's what it was. Yeah, I'll
I
give it
guess.
5 Lombardis in the AFC East championship.
All right. I mean, AFC East championships are a dime a dozen, so you can throw a couple in there if you want. Just sprinkle them in.
Well, I feel like 2 of them equals a conference. Yeah, whatever.
There's just so many to choose from. But yeah, this game
final
had
score?
it all. The final score was your New England Patriots 38 and Steve Brown's Tennessee Titans 30.
It wasn't. It was a lot closer than that, though, we'll say.
I mean, the touchdown away, I'd say it's yeah.
It was definitely a lot closer than
it felt a bit closer than that.
For sure. Especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but for the fact that this game went to halftime 13-7 Titans, the second half was bananas. They're actually every single drive except for the kneel down at the end to end the game ended in a score in the second half.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. There was not a lot of punting.
There was no punting in the second half. I think there were, in the whole game, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 punts the entire game. And they all came in second. No, one came in the... Oh,
that's
5.
A great measure of how good a game is. Like, when I play golf, I don't really keep score except for how many balls did I lose. And like when I'm at like 15, I'm like, well, this is not going well. And when you're like 15 punts, you're like, well, this is terrible. But if I lost 4 balls in a round of golf, I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
So actually those 5 punts, I missed one. But I think that's almost the inverse to how many Lombardis we give it, maybe. The less punts, the more Lombardis. I bet there's a ratio there.
I'll bet you're right.
Especially on the Patriots side, because the Patriots punted once.
Yeah. And it was a fucking shit ass punt.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, maybe it wasn't just once. Maybe it was twice.
Either way, not very many punting.
Oh yeah, no, that was twice. I see. Yeah, And one of them was a 20-yard punt. You're right. That was not great. But yeah, this is almost a tale of two halves, really. The first half was the story of, let's say, missed connections, if you want to go all Craigslist on me, where the page... I saw that look. You don't know about Craigslist missed connections?
Oh, I know about it, Eddie, but I don't want to go on it with you.
Well, that's where we're headed with this, because this first quarter was a football team looking for a scoring drive. And, I saw you crossing the street, and you looked back, and then you kept going, and I doinked one off the upright. Or my all-time field goal leader, who had, made 33 in a row, 33 field goals in a row from under 40 yards, missed 2 borderline chip shots. I mean, both from under 40 in the first half.
At least they'll stop showing that stat, though, because they kept putting that stat up every single time.
And not only that, but they put it up, and then they started showing, like when he came to kick his third field goal, they're like, oh, the last time he missed 3 field goals was back in like 1996 at Buffalo. I'm like, dude, that's a dick move. Like, who okayed that? But then of course he hit that field goal, and I wrote down that he hit it probably out of spite. These fucking announcers.
Wait, I thought the announcers were great.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that Adam Vinatieri spited them.
Yeah, but it's not the announcers, it's the stat guys,
Yeah, it's the engineers in the booth, right? Throwing up those stats just to be a dick. Yeah, the truck. Let's talk about the commentators. Gus Johnson and Brent Jones.
I felt like they really added a lot to the enjoyment of this game.
I mean, Gus Johnson during an exciting anything sporting event is just top notch. He's probably the best at those exciting games. Just
Are either of them in the Hall of Fame for broadcasting? And
Gus Johnson's done a lot. Is he still doing it, isn't he? Didn't Gus Johnson do like one of the Madden games? Commentary for
I have no idea, dude.
Because I know he got like internet famous for a while for his college basketball.
He's a college basketball announcer?
Oh yeah, and he's the one that's like, from the parking lot. He was awesome.
I don't know. I'm Googling it.
All right, yeah. Fucking stat guy took the day off.
For this bullshit.
What a dick. While you're doing that though, I had I think it's probably borderline football, not football. So this seems like the perfect time for that. So let me share that with you in the audience. Because they're talking about Tom Brady running a QB sneak.
And when Game 7, and when you say fooled everybody, that's just a little goose. He's just going to go up and goose the center.
And he sees the hole right inside, and you see him just lean forward.
Big hole up inside. You don't necessarily call that in the huddle. You just get up there and you say, hey, there's a big opening. I'm going to goose my center and get right on his tailbone.
Football, not football.
John Madden loved that. Goosing.
Football, not football.
The whole get right on his tailbone.
You see a big hole up there, and you goose him, and you get on his tailbone.
So you walk up behind this other guy's butt. You rub his grundle a little bit. Just get right up on his tailbone. You see a big hole.
You just give it a little tug, and he just gives you that football.
You see the big hole. You give him. You get right on his tailbone.
So for those, if this is your first episode, spoiler alert. Anytime the announcers talk about goosing, I'm gonna play it for you, because there's nothing better than listening to announcers talk about goosing in the center.
I feel like it's gone the way of the dodo bird. I never hear any current announcers call it goosing.
I bet what's his name? The Raiders.
Tony Romo.
Oh, he might talk about it.
I don't know.
I think he goosed him. No, it was he's coaching the Raiders now. What's his name? Fucking Chucky. He used to do Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm so bad.
Gus Johnson is not in the Hall of Fame, but he's also still doing it.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So when he retires, he probably will be. How long has he been doing it? Does it say?
He's only 53. Play-by-play the Timberwolves from 96 to 97. That's how he got started.
Okay.
He did NFL for CBS from 98 to 2010.
So just starting this time, right? That makes sense.
And he's Fox Sports, mostly basketball, college basketball, and college football.
So what's he doing now?
Same
stuff?
Yeah, I think he does. Like 2017, Fox Sports announced he would be play-by-play for the Big 13. I don't know how that works.
Was that the Big 10, but they've added some teams? Is that where we're at now?
College football stuff.
Stupid.
Silly.
All right, well, that's great. I think before we get any further, we should shout this out because this is an all-time, not only is it really exciting, but it's an all-time name game. The names that produce in this game are I want to say like the one-hit wonder kind of Hall of Fame almost. Because I'm not sure where you're
going with this, but go on.
The three players that would get my game ball in this game. Number one, Dan Klecko.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame Dan Klecko, who I think this was his rookie year, did a whole lot of nothing. So one-hit wonder Hall of Fame Dan Klecko. In this game, he had 2 fullback assists. He was in on the goal line offense.
He played out of his board,
short runs. He had a tackle for loss. He was playing out of his mind on the defensive line as a nose tackle. And he also had 1 kick return for 10 yards.
Yes.
Where he was the up man and they tried a short kick and he caught it on the sidelines and actually kind of like tightrope the sideline to get 10 yards and
like a mini Dan Copen.
Yeah, exactly. He was setting the stage for Dan Copen. Also had a great game was Bethel Johnson. Speaking of kick returns, he had 5 kick returns for 188 yards in this game.
Yeah,
and they kept kicking it to him, which was stupid. Like because the Patriots were putting 2 guys back. It was him and Patrick Pass. They kicked it to Pass once. They kicked it to Klecko once. And the other 5 times they kicked it to Bethel Johnson. He tore him up, especially, we'll talk more about it in the fourth quarter, his 71-yard kick return. And that wasn't the only good one that he had.
Yeah, all of them were good.
Right. And then last but not least, BC native. I think Dan Klecko, didn't he play at BC as well? He may have. But Mike Cloud on the other side of the ball. This was the Mike Cloud game. 7 carries, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Haven't seen him before this because apparently he was suspended for 4 games, which I looked up.
Yeah.
Apparently he was actually drafted by the Chiefs, but obviously the Chiefs' backfield was stacked, so he didn't play. But late in the 2002 season, so the season before this, he tested positive for nandrolone use and was suspended for the first 4 games of this 2003 season. But he later sued Muscle Tech after claiming that one of their over-the-counter supplements, Nitro Tech, caused a positive test. So
which I totally will believe because there's no regulation on that shit.
Right. Oh God, yeah. And there was like a quote from one of the New York Times about him after this game about how basically he's like, yeah, look, I filed a lawsuit against them, but here it is. But Cloud knows the lawsuit is unlikely to clear his name. Quote, the damage is done, he said. Instead, he's just happy to be back on the field with a familiar number on his back. So he knows that like it's out there and he's going to be looked at as like some cheater, but
he was sick.
This game,
I'm kind of pissed he didn't like stick or whatever happened because you could be like, let's get Cloud, you know? Come on, everybody, let's get fucking Cloud. You know, I kept writing that over and go, let's get fucking Cloud. Career long, baby. 42 yards.
Cloud.
2 touchdowns.
73 carries, 7 carries, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And
that's
you
a legit
are
stat line.
Bullshit with the one-hit wonders because he has 5 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, 2 in this game, 2 in another game, and 1 more, and that's it.
I'm stoked to get Cloud later on this season. Are you kidding me?
Oh, hell yeah. No, is it Mike? Get off of my Cloud.
No,
was the Bermanism for this?
Fucking Cloud, baby. He came in and hyped them up.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves, I think, in terms of what's happening in this game.
Sure.
Do you want to just like go through this?
I will say this. We played the Titans not too long ago, or the end of last year.
Good call.
And that was like, we had Scott on, and we all kind of agreed this is the absolute worst game of all time to watch.
It was so bad.
And this game
that and
being
the Jets
the
game
exact
last year,
opposite. And this game was an awesome game to watch. And one of the teams were like too different, but if you're gonna watch one Titans game, watch this one. But one of my first notes is all that stuff we learned about Steve McNair in that first one made me love him even more than I already did, about him being country strong and loving taking naps and hating working out and just being a real country boy. I thought that was the best.
Yeah. And he put this team on his back this year.
Well, they had that
or this game anyway.
His percent of the offense, and it was like 80% this year.
Yeah, it started like I think it was 4 years ago. It was at like less than 40% or something like that. And this year it was like 79.8% of the offense went through Steve McNair, which is bananas.
Eddie George toast.
Oh yeah, complete toast in this.
I mean, I was calling him out in that other Titans game. You know, he had 101 yards, but it took him 31 carries to get there. And this game, he had a pretty similarly terrible stat line.
He had 15 carries, 35 yards with a long of 12.
This is his last season in Tennessee.
Yeah, and they were even talking about it, the commentators, about how a lot of people are saying he's washed. Let's see if he can run on this Patriots defense, who, in all honesty, like this Patriots defense was held together with super glue and like elastic bands.
They got a little healthier. Like at least no one got hurt this game.
Well, before, like they were talking about how Willie McGinnis was out this game, which is why our boy Matt Chatham was starting, because McGinnis had a neck injury. Yeah, and played well. And who else was starting? Ty Warren was starting, getting the start on the defensive line over whoever the hell it was last year that played like garbage. Yeah,
the Patriots drafts right around here are fucking money.
Top notch. Yeah, because you have him, you have
they're rookies and stuff, but you know that they're going to be like really good for a long time. You're like,
yeah, because you have him, Eugene, and Asante Samuel.
Samuel, yeah.
All this year, all making plays in this game. Because Eugene Wilson, especially at the beginning of this game, was all over the place.
He was playing.
They couldn't stop talking about how he was a converted cornerback playing safety. It's like, look how well he breaks on the ball, and he's such a good cover guy. It's like, well, he was that good. He probably still playing cornerback, but okay.
Hey, let's put some respect on Eddie George's name. He makes 1,000 yards this year.
Really?
Yes.
Rushing?
3 yards per carry, 1,031 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Holy shit. Good for him.
That
surprises me. Not going to lie.
1,300, 1,300, 1,300, 1,300, 1,500, 939, 1,165, 1,031.
Damn.
And I guess he finished with Dallas. I don't remember that.
Oh, I do remember that.
He plays 8 games there.
I want to say that was like during the Drew Bledsoe era over there too, with Bill Parcells running that show.
2004.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe that's a little early. I'm not sure.
But yeah, he almost broke. Eddie George had like terrible game, but he had one in that first quarter. He almost broke a long run, and Eugene Wilson came across,
got tripped up,
spot and got him.
Yep, just barely.
Yeah, Eugene was all over, especially in that first half. He was all over the place.
Yeah, you should have had a pick on the first drive.
Yep,
end zone,
the red zone.
Ball hit him right in the face mask, but yeah. So just to recap this first quarter, basically both teams are just driving the field at will. Tennessee drives straight down the field, and then McNair almost throws 2 back-to-back interceptions. So they settle for field goal. And then our boy Bethel Johnson takes a kick return to the Tennessee 43, like huge return to open the start for the Patriots. They drive inside the Tennessee 10-yard line in like 2 or 3 plays, and then end up missing a field goal. Adams' first of the day. Tennessee drives straight back down again with some help from New England defensive penalties, like keeping drives alive and stuff. And they kick another field goal. And this was interesting too. The first field goal was kicked by the punter.
Yeah.
Hendrick.
Was that like too long for Gary Anderson?
That's what I thought. So I'm like, oh, so maybe he just kicked a bunch. But if you look at the Titans season, this guy kicked 4 field goals on the season. And I think one, maybe 2 of them came in this game. But yeah, he didn't kick it. He was 2 for 2 between 30 and 39 and 2 for 2 between 40 and 49. Oh, and he missed 1 from 50 plus as the punter, by the way.
Long kicker.
And he was doing kickoffs as well. But yeah, Gary Anderson went 27 to 31. But he was 10 of 14 from 40 to 49. So who knows? But yeah, they couldn't stop talking about Craig Hendrick, who was there.
Yeah, they stopped talking about it. Come on, the commentators were great in this game.
No, I'm not in a bad way. It was great.
I also thought a sign of the times. They were like, yeah, the Patriots defense is a lot smaller and faster this year.
Yeah.
And they got Ty Warren in there, and then they showed his little bio. He's 6'4", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's a small D-line guy.
That's their lighter front, yeah.
That's a massive dude nowadays, right?
That's an entire defensive line.
Holy shit. But they're not wrong either, you know?
No, yeah. He did look smaller than some of the other guys out there. Yeah, and the only other thing of note that happened in the first quarter, to go back to that, was an absolute dime by Tom Brady to our boy Troy Brown for 58-yard touchdown.
I have this the way to totally redeem yourself, Troy. No, but I don't remember what he did the play before where he must have messed something up. I also try to black these moments out of my mind, but yeah.
He had a false start. That was the other thing I wanted to bring up.
The Patriots.
Yeah, so the Patriots were trying. I actually wrote this down somewhere. Where is it? Patriots trying to get the hard count working, but that's 3 false starts now. And I think
Tom Brady had a false start.
Yeah, Tom Brady had a false start.
I've ever seen that before or since.
No, he just pulled out. There was him and like the tight end both started going like, and everybody else is just sitting there.
Tight end's only going because the quarterback is dropping back without the football because the center didn't even snap it because Tom Brady's the only one on a different snap count.
Yeah, it's like, boys, I think you should probably like just try get on the same page, just on the snap count. Like the rest of it, fine. We'll see where it goes. But if you could be on the same page about the snap count, that would be great.
You know that shit drives Belichick bonkers.
Yeah, but it kind of reminded me of that Steelers game at the beginning of the season last year, where the center got the snap count wrong for the Steelers.
Oh yeah,
and he was the only one that didn't move. And they have that video of him just like, or the picture of him just sitting there holding the ball and everybody's behind him.
I like how this Tom Brady touchdown to Troy is the only highlight on the website.
So far, I have a lot. They're actually uploading now.
I mean, this is the only highlight you truly, truly need.
I have 11 more that are going to be going.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's only because I went back and got highlights for every single Tom Brady touchdown.
Oh, so
this is the only
pass of the game.
Of this game, yeah. Was a 58 dime.
Brady played well.
He did.
Not like awesome. Maybe Steve McNair might have played a little better. But Brady too, because like the team was more balanced and Steve was like the only guy.
Yeah, so
shit.
Yeah, Steve McNair was 23 of 45, 360 yards, but no touchdowns and 1 interception, took 2 sacks. His passer rating was 68.8. Brady was a more subdued 17 of 31 for 219 yards, but he had that 1 touchdown and no interceptions. He also took 3 sacks, though, and he had a rating of 88. And I thought, especially at the beginning of the game, he was holding onto the ball to the point where I actually wrote down that he looked like Drew Bledsoe up in this bitch.
He was playing Patty.
And I was yelling to him, like, just fucking throw the ball.
It came to bite him on one where he fumbled it, and offensive lineman recovered it, thankfully.
Yeah, because it was the defensive ends were getting pushed past him like they do, but he was holding it so long that they were able to like loop back around and come back at him from behind. There was a few times they still almost got to him,
Mm-hmm.
but he had gotten the ball, like just gotten the ball away. But one time, yeah, like towards the end of the first half, I think it was, he got absolutely rocked and dropped the ball with the pass recovered. But yeah, just to touch back on that Brady to Troy Brown touchdown, it looked eerily similar to the touchdown that he throws in overtime to beat the Dolphins in Miami, probably around this time. Maybe I'm not quite sure exactly when that is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
Like
it's
on the
like,
dirt.
I mean, I still haven't seen this play, so I'm still waiting for it. I think
The
overtime when they're on the baseball field and
Yeah.
very similar touchdown for
but
sure.
you can picture, right, where he pushes off the
It was way more
the back of the offensive lineman and
Yeah.
like pushes off the back of him, shifts over, and then tosses deep on it. It looked almost exactly the same as that. It was eerily similar.
It was way more of a real push off in this game though. Like he pushed himself back a yard and then
He did.
give himself the space to fucking huck it.
Yeah. But after all that, the Patriots are up 7-6 in the first quarter. And the Titans have just gone 3 and out because McNair got sacked on third down. And the sacks in this game of McNair, I want to put air quotes around because basically he would just see somebody coming and fall over. Like if there was a free rusher, he's just like, nah, I'm just not gonna.
No, he's too country strong. You know, he's a.
I guess
McNair is a beast.
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna take a nap right here. Hang on, real quick.
Rewatching these Titans games makes me not regret my Titans fandom at all. They were the best.
You were a big fan of them.
But let's be real. The Tom Brady passing effort was only like in complement to the run game because they sent the end of the game with like 163 yards, right?
Yeah, it was an absolute beatdown in that regard.
Titans this year were the number 1 rushing defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
They only gave
The
up
Patriots
1,600 yards. So like 10% of their entire rushing yards came in this game.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And I think they had said that the only other loss that they had was so far in the season up to this point was against the Colts, who also ran the ball down their throat. But everybody else couldn't. Yeah, the Patriots went 27 carries. Yeah,
we had
27 carries, 161 and 3 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah.
Bananas.
They gave up 126 to Fred at the Jags, and then again, Adrian got him with 116.
Damn. But yeah, nobody on the Patriots actually had over 100 yards.
The Falcons had 25 yards rushing. Next week, they play the Saints, who have 23 yards rushing.
Yeah, so this is a
defense.
good defense. Yeah. I mean, and there were some big names on this team too, right? Samari Roll. Keith Bullock, who I think he was a Pro Bowler.
The name. They had the Rocky Bowman, who I'd sort of forgotten about.
Yeah. And they had Tank, what's his name? Tank
Williams, he was also a rookie, right? Tank Williams and Rocky Bowman were their 2 rookies.
Yep. Yeah, this is a solid team.
And then they had Derek Mason as the wide receiver. Always loved him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a savage.
And Justin Cairns.
The Dysons on both sides of the ball.
Was Dyson actually on this team still?
He was definitely on last year because Mason was hurt when we played him last year. I didn't see.
That's right.
Kevin Dyson, but Andre Dyson on the cornerback was playing.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, I think the other Dyson's not here.
Do you hear what their nickname for Tom Brady, the Titans defense?
I remember them saying it and thinking, oh, that's stupid. What was it? Did you write it down?
Oh yeah, I did. The program QB.
That's right.
Not because he's like a system guy, but because he's like a computer.
Yeah.
I guess.
He just does everything exactly right or something.
Yeah, he's a computer back there.
I guess.
Which I feel like he could come up with a better adjective than program. Makes him sound like a system quarterback, you know?
Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe it was like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, okay.
Like he doesn't do anything well. He just does everything he's supposed to.
You know who played well?
Executes.
Antoine.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. He looked like the Antoine of old. He was running people over. And a lot of the success, like you said, of this team was because Antoine got going. I mean, he finished with 16 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. But that kind of, I think he may have gotten hurt too, because he just kind of like stopped showing up at the
I don't
game,
know if they got
even
hurt.
on short
I think
down.
I just think he wasn't getting Cloud enough, He wasn't making it Cloud, He was, let's get fucking Cloud. I think it's really what it was. They just like tried a different back in there, and Cloud made the most of his opportunities and was.
Oh, you know what we need? We need if Mike Cloud played in the AFL and there was a documentary made on it, it could be 4th and Cloud.
Oh, yeah, it could be, Andy. You're right.
You're welcome.
Cool.
But yes, I mean, 16 for 80 is a pretty good day for Antoine Smith, especially this season.
Yeah, I wrote a note. I was like, that's probably the longest run of his season. And then, like, in the second quarter, he runs a bigger one. I was like, oh, well, all right.
Yeah, 19 yards, longest run of the game.
So we had a 4th and 1 on that, no man's zone to open up the second, right? Like that first drive of the second quarter. And the commentators, they're like, what do you like here? He's like, I like the play action pass. And I was like, I like the play action pass too. And then you know who else liked the play action pass? Bill Belichick.
And you know who else liked the play action pass?
The Titans.
The Titans defense.
But hey,
all out blitz. And Brady rolled out to his right and tried to throw back to the left and just had to eat it and got sacked on 4th and 1.
It looked like there was just nobody
7 or something.
It looked like it was just covered. They didn't show the back end of it, but it looked like whoever he's trying to get to was blanketed.
That's my guess.
It is kind of like a one read. If it's not there, you're kind of effed,
It was a bad play, just all the way around. So
so now at this point, down, it wasn't like you're gonna kick a field goal. It wasn't like the sack was like the worst thing you could do there. I thought it was right.
But I think, they were at the Tennessee 30, so it still would have been a 47-yard field goal. Which, Adam Vinatieri, he usually hits those, but because he missed the first one,
like weird no man. I thought it was like the 40-ish.
No, I had it as like close to the 30, give or take. So it would have been like a long 40s, but this is
check, bro.
Adam Vinatieri, bro. Let me see.
Let's go to the stats. Where would we be without Pro Football Reference on this podcast?
We would struggle mightily. Let's see. I want to say 29.
They were on the 38-yard line. Tom Brady pass incomplete.
No, pass complete for 9 yards. So they were on the 29-yard line for 4th and 2. 4th and 2 on the 29-yard line.
Oh yeah,
that's a 38-yard field goal. But because he missed the first one, they went for it here, and so that's almost, call that 2 misses. Tennessee does nothing. They go 3 and out. So then New England drives to the Tennessee 20-yard line, just so Adam Vinatieri can miss yet another field goal. So they've now been inside or around the red zone.
Yeah, but let's
3 times with no points.
Out. We get it on R30. Antoine for 6, Antoine for 14, Antoine for 4, Antoine for 10.
Yeah.
They gave him the rock 4 straight times, and they're on the opposite side of the field in the Titans 46.
Right. No, it's great. But still no points out of it. So it's still, after all this, the Patriots just like driving up and down the field.
Yeah.
It's still 7-6 Patriots. And then I actually cut this as a highlight, and it's going to go on the website, because even though it got called back, it was bullshit that it got called back. But Troy Brown's punt return touchdown,
which the announcers were like, "That's an awful call. What are they looking at?" So
if that's what they're called, that's garbage.
I loved it. Dude. The announcers were the best in this game. This is the best announced game I've seen, maybe outside of a John Madden game.
This was a good one. Yeah, I enjoyed the announcers. But yeah, so, and that was kind of a big turning point in the game, because this was after the Adam Vinatieri missed his second field goal. Tennessee went 3 and out again because Bruschi knocked down the third down pass, and then Brown gets a punt return and catches it on like the 10-yard line, makes a couple guys miss, and then just basically runs straight down the middle. And the punter's attempt to tackle him, which kind of like waved his arms at him like he did, just like stuck out his arm as if he was trying to be like a barrier, and Troy Brown was like ran straight through it, and that was it. It was
also the dude that tried to tackle Bethel in the 4th and just like just took a terrible angle and just got straight up outrun. So at least he was sort of in the way on this one.
Yeah, it was
later on in the game. It's not good for him.
Such a kicker move. But yeah, so instead of it being a touchdown, it gets called back, and the Patriots are deep in their own territory. They go 3 and out, and then they have a 20-yard punt. And at this point, and there's a lot of like defenders around the punter's feet when he lands, and so he goes down funny, and there's no call on that.
I thought it was fine.
So,
they got like blocked into him.
Yeah, but the fans didn't agree with you. Like
the fans weren't even watching this fucking game.
At this point,
when they went to go punt it to the Patriots early like second quarter, there's a random cheer before the punt.
Yep, there was, and it happened again like towards the fourth quarter too.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier on some because I was watching this game waiting for that.
Well, we talked about it with Brian Morey of the Patriots Hall of Fame.
That's right,
and he was talking about it. So yeah, this is that game where the Red Sox are playing the Oakland A's in the ALCS, I believe.
I think it's DS, not even.
I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I think you're right. And so the Red Sox had just pulled ahead of the Oakland A's in a game that they would go on to win and tie the series with them.
Yeah, it's not even a fucking series clinching game.
It may have been an elimination game. I'm not sure. I didn't look it up.
Hey, it was an elimination. They were down because they won that series 3-2. So they go to Oakland and they win to advance, and then fucking get their heart broken by Aaron Boone anyway. So
yeah, so fuck it. Who even cares, right?
A wasted effort. You should be like cheering the Patriots on,
right? Yeah, I mean you're at the Patriots.
Like Daniel Graham or Ben
Richard Seymour, I think it was, wasn't it?
Seymour, yeah, who was fucking pissed.
Yeah, can't believe
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about why. I mean, I 100% agree with them.
Yep, I agree too. But yeah, so instead of Patriots being up by another touchdown, the Tennessee gets the ball at the New England 44 off the awful punt, and then McNair hits a beautiful deep ball over Troy Brown with Dan Klecko literally underneath his armpit, like his helmet underneath his armpit as he's throwing this football, just like steps into it, takes a hit, and gets down to the 1, and then he finishes off the drive himself with a QB sneak touchdown.
Dude, country strong.
Country strong indeed.
He's not in that sneak, dude. He's way country strong. You know how much
because he doesn't even he didn't run it in. He just kind of got behind his guy and just kind of slowly fell into the end zone. Right, there was no
just bashed his way through. You know,
no, he just kind of leaned. He's
headbutting him. You know, you remember you used to have those headbutt wars as a little kid, which I was awesome. Because I have a massive 5 head where you just look at each other's heads against each other and just press until one person
push. Yeah,
imagine doing that with Steve McNair. No one's beating him.
I teach all my nieces and nephews that game, by the way.
I love that.
It's such a good game. They love it too, especially if you pretend to lose.
They better not come at me.
They know better.
Look at this fucking thing, Andy.
That's like a 6-head at this point. Jesus
I've been
Christ,
thinking about selling billboard space on it.
You should you can get some magic markers and just have to write it yourself.
Tattoo and just sell it.
Girl. All right. So all right, yeah, let's open that up as a sponsorship opportunity. If somebody wants to sponsor this podcast, Steve Brown's forehead is available for that.
That's silly. No one's gonna be able to see it. This is an audio only medium, Andy. You keep telling us that.
Well, yeah, it's audio only medium because fucking you and your 5-head.
Whatever.
Right.
Then right after that, country strong sneak is the Brady patty cake, lose the ball.
Yeah, drop the football. So they go 3 and out again.
Which also Belichick is saw enough of that, calls a drop because we're getting there's a minute left. He's like, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, we ain't doing this.
Stand there and do that again because it was we had the ball on the 20-yard line. It was the first minute left or whatever.
Yeah, it was first down.
Something happened, fumbles it. Nah.
Never mind. But it still left enough time for Tennessee to drive to the New England 28. But luckily, they didn't have our boy Craig Hentrich in to attempt the field goal. And it was a little bit too long for Gary Anderson, who at this point was probably like, what, 100 years old, maybe?
It is ancient. He was the NFL all-time leading scorer already at this point.
Yeah. I love how he had the face mask, which was just like, get this out of the way face mask, but it was a single bar, literally as low as it could go. So it almost looked like a chin strap. It was so
it's like
low.
Your beard, Andy.
Yeah. Except
your beard is a combination of Gary Anderson's face mask and Kevin Falk's fucking
chin cover. That's exactly right. That's actually what I was going for. So I'm glad somebody finally got it. It was taking years for somebody to understand that. So I'm glad it was you, Steve.
Before we get to this field goal miss, I want to call out Derek Mason.
But doink.
No. He right on that play before it when they were inside the 10 or whatever on the 20 or I forget where they were. It was like 3rd and 10 and he has an awesome play where he's catches the ball at the hash marks and fights his way out of bounds and dives to the first down and they don't give it to him, which then is 4th down and forces them to kick.
And I think these refs had a great game.
They weren't great.
They love throwing flags for nothing going on either.
There's so much false start though. I don't know. There's so many easy ones too.
It's true. But there was a bunch of ticky-tack ones. All the defensive ones were just I don't know.
That missed field goal though, I've never seen this before. Do you see how it hit exactly flush?
Hit it square and came straight back.
Yeah.
I lost sight of the ball for a while. I'm like, did it?
Yeah, I was like, where did it go?
Yeah, where'd the ball go?
I've never seen
a ball
hit a goalpost as flush as that. It always bounces one way or the other.
Yeah. No, that Gary Anderson is just that good. He's that accurate that he can hit it flush, square on. It's like me kicking penalties in soccer. I can find the goalpost with scary accuracy because I'm English.
13-7 at the half, something like that.
13-7 Titans at the half, yes.
But it doesn't feel like that though, because we have 2 Adam Vinatieri missed field goals. They had one as well.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Troy Brown punt return called back. There's Patriots had
the Brady getting sacked on 4th down.
Yeah, they had scoring opportunities.
Yeah, like I said, missed connections.
Yeah, all right, sure.
On Craigslist on you.
Mm-hmm. But that's just that's why you look at that score and be like, that first half wasn't very entertaining, but it was incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. It just
for 20 points being scored, it was pretty ridiculous.
And just to kind of throw a teaser out there, when McNair hit that deep ball to the 1 yard line, it was Ty Law in coverage, and he came up limping.
No, Troy Brown's been living the entire game.
Not Ty Law.
That's my second note. Is Law is still limping because he got hurt 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because even the announcers knows they should probably pick on him. He looks like he's limping, but as soon as the play started, it disappeared.
He's been limping this entire game. It's been actually kind of crazy to watch.
Well, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have the second half where literally every drive ends in a score, like we talked about. Before that, though, I want to point out that right around this time, they showed the Patriots banner, the championship banner.
Oh, really?
Just the one. What are you doing?
How weird that is.
Yeah, it looked very empty, just having the one.
Not only
banner.
was it one, it was before they had to expand the space to put all the extras.
Right. So it's just one kind of fluttering in the breeze by itself up in the walkway that they have going up.
It's it would be like going to the Boston Garden and seeing just one Celtics championship banner hanging up,
Yeah, just all by itself.
And that would be such a strange sight nowadays.
It was very weird to see, yeah.
I love when I go to the Caps games. Actually, now they at least have one, but I don't know. They just have the Bullets made into the, Eastern Conference Finals.
It'd be like going to Indianapolis and seeing the just one AFC finalist banner. Oh my God. I can't believe they did that.
Can't wait to get to that game.
Oh, it's gonna be a good game.
I can relive that memory.
I can't wait. There's gonna be a bunch of those.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got. Do you remember when we used to watch Patriots losses on this podcast?
Yeah, it was one last week.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I feel like there's one more to come. No?
Not for a while, Steve.
Oh,
You've got
nice.
another
This is the first of the whole.
You've got another 21 games before you have to suffer through a loss.
So this is the first of the 21 game streak. Wasn't it
22 game streak? 22, I thought.
Stat check.
It's 21 straight. They lost the 22nd.
So should we call Greg and have him stat check it?
Do it. Just ask him. Oh boy.
He's not gonna pick up. I don't like talking on the phone.
Oh, he definitely won't pick up, especially if he knows it's you.
I can block my number, maybe.
We can call him from the Dynasty hotline. I don't know. I don't know if he has that phone number.
I'll leave him a voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah, just.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 9197.
Ooh, now everyone's gonna know his number.
Oh no! Yeah, we may have to bleep this part. Oh, whoops! You should have set up a voicemail message, Greg.
Up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Gregory. This is your doctor. We have your test results back, and you're going to need to call us immediately. You have a big infection from all the semen in your butthole. All right, thank you.
How often do you leave him messages like that?
Oh, did you want to hear? This is why.
Oh, God.
Hello, this is a message for Stephen Brown. This is your doctor speaking. I went over the records and the test, and it appears you have an infection in your anus from all the sperm that was accumulating there. So you need to call me back as soon as you can, because we're going to need to replace your butthole.
Oh, brotherly love. How do you replace a butthole, I wonder? Sounds like an expensive.
I couldn't remember the ending of it when I was doing it live. Let's be real.
Brutal. Speaking of buttholes.
But actually, let's stat check that because I'm at my longest winning streak.
21 games.
Is it 21?
Yeah.
Is that including playoffs, though?
Yeah. This
says the Indianapolis Colts hold the longest regular season winning streak in NFL history.
But they lost in the playoffs. So that doesn't really count.
Ooh.
How many games is that?
23 regular season wins.
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck cares about regular season wins? What are we, Marty Schottenheimer?
Wait, yeah,
Lions fans?
Bullshit.
It's 21 total games in a row because they lost in the playoffs.
Of entirely postseason games, Patriots are top of that.
Just 2 Patriots win streak.
I always feel that's some bullshit about how NFL stats are regular season and the postseason split.
Yeah, it's stupid. So everybody's like, oh, Drew Brees has the most passing yards in NFL history. I'm like, he's actually like 10,000 behind
the games
Tom
are the
Brady.
Same. If not, it's harder to be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, well, in fairness, just it doesn't count because Tom Brady plays more playoff games than Drew Brees. Yeah, well,
how is that Tom Brady?
Though?
Oh,
exactly. Don't get me started,
yeah,
Steve.
ding the dude on that.
It's garbage. People just gonna use whatever they can use to make their guy look better.
Bunch of haters.
And what we do is we just count all the numbers. Problem solved.
You know what the Charlie Weiss used in this game was that fake the handoff, fake the reverse, then throw the screen back to the reverse direction.
Oh yeah, speaking of taking too much time in the goddamn pocket, Brady got lit up every time.
Well, they tried it once in the first quarter and it didn't work at all. But like if it hadn't been thrown to, if it was like Kevin Falk, where was he in this game?
He was hurt.
No, that's why
hurt his hand on the fumble last week. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And yeah, that had just come off his
instant touchdown, and instead we're throwing to Antoine Smith, Mr. Brickhands. Then they came right back to it, and they got a good 15-yard chunk out of it. But yeah, Brady got blown up on both.
Brady paid for it both times because the defensive lineman just didn't fall for it whatsoever. Whoever that guy was on the right end there, came steaming off and just put his helmet right in Brady's chest.
You know who sort of popped in this game? And similar to get fucking Cloud. Larry Centers.
I didn't think he popped. I thought he was. It's the most you've seen of him so far, but I think that's only
I would
because
have
Kevin
rather
Falk was
thrown that
hurt.
ball to Larry Centers, you know?
I think the second one they did, didn't they?
No, it was
Maybe
Antoine.
not. Oh, was it?
But like, I never thought a fullback could catch a ball like that. And then you look at like Larry Centers' career, and it's just insane.
I'm telling you, man, Larry Sanders, he didn't really play as a fullback.
But he did, like.
He was the one out there on the goal line situations, because usually where you put your fullback. No, you put
they
Dan
had Dan
there.
Klecko. I mean, obviously,
Right.
Klecko if you have Dan Klecko.
You don't see fucking defensive lineman coming in for Devlin ever. You get Devlin in there, and he fucking plows the way.
Yeah, he did.
True fullbacks.
That was
in
Mike
there.
Vrabel did that all the time.
Not when we had an actual fullback. He didn't.
All right, what do you think
Vrabel was a tight end.
He had more catches or receptions. I mean, rushes or receptions.
Receptions.
827.
We're talking about centers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like he led the NFL. He had like the NFL record of receptions by a running back, I thought.
He had 827 and he had 615 carries.
So the dude's actually a tight end, is what you're saying.
I feel that like back then though, that's tough to pull off. Nowadays, maybe more so, but this is like a run first era.
Well, who's the fullback for the 49ers? Juszczyk?
Yeah.
He might break that record of receptions by a fullback. He's pretty good in space. He's got some good hands on him.
He had 6,800 yards, 28 touchdowns receiving.
God damn.
Yeah.
This is Larry Centers?
Yeah.
He spent most of his time with the Cardinals too.
Yeah, he was on the Phoenix Cardinals.
Yeah, the Phoenix Cardinals of all teams.
How do you even spell Juszczyk?
You just hit the keyboard with your face a couple times, and Google will figure it out.
I just put Kyle Zuskek.
Just do 49ers fullback and
No, I
it'll
did
spell
not
it
pull
away.
up Kyle.
Not there yet, huh? Yeah, just do 49er fullback.
I just put.
Man, this whole episode has just been you fucking stat checking shit. This is awful.
Well, that's why we need fucking Greg.
JUSZCZYK. Obviously, Steve. I can't believe you can't spell use check.
He only has 198 touchdowns.
Yeah, but he also was only drafted in 2013. So there, he's got plenty of time to catch up.
Sanders played 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years. This is his last year.
Speaking of fullbacks, though, Patriots' first drive of the second half, all Antoine Smith, all fullback, all run plays. Finish off with an Antoine 1 yard touchdown.
Well, let's actually bring it back to fullbacks because
Dan Klecko.
Juszczyk only has 32 carries to 190 receptions.
This is what I'm saying.
Larry Sanders had 615 to 827. It's closer to 1-1.
Is it though?
It's closer than 32 to 190.
I mean, yeah. I don't understand what your point is.
That Larry Sanders was a unicorn.
You're a unicorn.
And I didn't even realize he was on the Patriots before rewatching all these games.
Oh, really? I vaguely remembered that.
I don't remember him at all.
But I remember him mostly from his time with the Phoenix Cardinals. That just sounds so stupid, doesn't it?
Isn't it?
Phoenix Cardinals?
Yeah. Played in the Phoenix Cardinals for 4 years, 1990 to 93.
Yeah. Stupid. Just stupid. Yeah. Speaking of fullbacks, Dan Klecko with the new stat, the fullback assist, where his block sprung the touchdown. The first one, Antoine, I think it did. He double teamed whoever that defensive lineman was. They showed it on replay. They were very excited.
As you would be, dude. Fat guy on the defense blocking. You got to appreciate that. And I feel like Twan deserved that touchdown, you know? He had done so much work up to this point in this game.
I agree. But I feel like that was the last you saw of him, too.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wonder if he got hurt because I think Mike Cloud is featured for the next couple of games.
He comes in later that quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we'll have to tune in to find out.
Yeah, we'll figure out next week. But I think he may have gotten hurt on this. Antoine did. Maybe not on that play, but before the end of the next Patriots drive anyway.
You who definitely got hurt
Who?
was that tight end on the Titans.
Oh my God, yeah.
Next drive, like they throw a little screen pass. They fake the run one way, throw it back
dump off to him. Yeah.
And he gets a good 10, 15 yards, and then Rodney Harrison comes out of it. It was a pretty clean hit. Got him with the shoulder.
But holy shit. I think their heads also collided, but it was Rodney Harrison full steam ahead into a large tight end who was also full steam ahead. And that tight end got the worst of it. And it actually made me write down, because usually when you see that happen, like both guys take a little while to get up, Rodney Harrison popped back up and was jawing the entire, until the next play started.
He hit him and then immediately went into a roll and then used a roll to pop up. Yeah. Ridiculous.
And then they showed his face. He was grinning and smiling. And does anybody truly enjoy hitting people like he does?
There was a different game back then, for sure.
He seems joyful about it out there.
Yeah.
Though. But even then, back then, can you think of anybody who had the joy of hitting people like he did?
Yeah, I'm sure there were some dudes back then. Who was that safety on the 49ers for a long time?
Oh, Ronnie Lott.
Yeah.
Did he cut off his pinky or something? Wasn't that him?
Fucking loved hitting people. Let's be real.
That's true. Yeah.
But
Ronnie Harrison may have been the last one of that breed, though.
There were a couple plays by Harrison in this where I was like, that was a good, clean hit. There's some plays by him as well where he actually missed Derek Mason on one where he just jumps over him like a fucking, his arms are flat behind him like an airplane, and he's just leading with his head, and he just jumps
like a literal missile.
Yeah, and the Titans receiver gets his head down, and the commentators congratulate him for getting his head down. And I was like,
not getting it taken off.
What the fuck,
Oh yeah.
But
and there was somewhere McNair was he was running and he got dragged down for a couple yard gain. It was basically a sack. And right at the end you saw Rodney Harrison come in and just crush him right in the back and bounce off.
He had a good 10-yard
borderline.
But either way, I haven't heard a commentator say, "Oh, that's a good clean hit," because they weren't even thinking about hits in terms of clean and dirty. I guess unless it was absolutely ridiculously dirty, they would call it out. But they weren't thinking of now we do nowadays of he led with his that hit on the tight end. It was a clean hit. He came in with his shoulder. He didn't lead with his head, and their heads banged together a little bit, just the way they met at the sideline like that. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't trying
the
to
angle of it.
But then later on the game, he fucking launches himself like a fucking missile.
Yeah,
he misses.
And I think he did connect on one of those. I think it was Mason caught the ball, and he was being dragged down by somebody else. And
no, he got with the shoulder.
Harrison,
on that one too. I was looking.
Yeah, but he's still this. In this day and age, that probably would have been a defensive receiver penalty.
Oh, for sure. I was just more about, did Harrison lead with the crown of his helmet? And those are always the super dirty ones where you're not even looking, you're just fucking launching yourself in with your head.
Yeah. No, he didn't really do that, but he definitely was looking to lay the lumber pretty much every time. And I think it's because he enjoyed hitting people.
Can we get back to how let's get fucking Cloud? Because his running total should have been a little bit higher, because his first run for 5 yards got called back.
It did? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a hold or something like that. Because I have in here Mike Cloud, the ball carrier, didn't count. And then his second run, he busted for 17 yards. I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, that's right. And he finished off that drive with a touchdown.
Yeah.
The Mike Cloud touchdown.
Another fullback assist on that one, right?
That's correct. Yeah, by Dan Klecko.
Yep. So that's the end of the third-ish.
Yeah, so we've had those two short touchdown runs, and in between that was Tennessee hitting a big play and then kicking another field goal. So it's now 21-16 Patriots going into the fourth quarter, which I just like to remind people, it's 21-16 going into the fourth quarter. This game ended 38-30. So we still have some points to score. And it didn't really take off at the beginning of the fourth quarter either, because Titans are driving and get inside the New England 30, but still can't get in the end zone, so they kick yet another field goal. So it's now 21-19, so they close in the gap. And then the Patriots, Mike Cloud breaks off a huge run. It's like
career
45 yards. Yeah. Was it? You think it's a career long?
Oh, I looked it up. Dude, I'm in on Mike Cloud.
I was going to say, even if you didn't, I was going to go with that because I don't think Mike Cloud's busting off something bigger than 45 yards.
Dude, it was a great run.
It was fine.
Run, but it wasn't his best run of the day. We'll get there.
No, because like he just kind of like ran to the left and then the entire right side of the field just vacated. So he just turned and looked and went, oh, okay. And just ran that way for 45 yards.
He also he used his blockers well to get as many yards as he could,
He did. But the Patriots don't do much after that. They drove, inside the red zone-ish. And then they tried.
No.
What's my
Larry
favorite
Sanders
play?
Dropped that fucking screen pass touchdown walking
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. But this was a different screen pass than the one you're talking about, where they fake the handoff, fake the end around, and then throw the screen.
Similar though, we get everyone flowing one way, then
this was the throwback screen, which the Chiefs actually used against the Patriots in that AFC Championship game, if you remember. But it's that one where everybody runs to the right side, and then Brady turns around, just chucks it back to the left, basically blind.
Mm-hmm.
And this was to Larry Sanders, and he literally would have walked in from 20 yards out.
Who the dude had 690 whatever catches.
He got blocked and fell over.
Catches.
He got blocked to the ground, so he had to pick himself up, and so he wasn't in the correct position. They showed it after the fact, and so he couldn't quite get to it, but it bounced off his hand. So it should have been.
Already got him.
So the Patriots settled for a field goal. So it's still
not the worst drop of the game either. We'll get to that.
No, but it's a close game still. The Patriots up by 6 at this point. And so but Tennessee's kind of barely hanging on. This is where McNair goes into dragging this team down the field all by his fucking self, because the Patriots are getting pressure on pretty much every play. They're getting hits on him. He's having to throw the ball away every other play just to survive. He's running for his life, but he managed to drag them all the way down the field, and then scores himself on a touchdown run, which was great. And this is where, Steve, the crowd cheers. And this is probably what pissed off Richard Seymour.
Let's back it up just a little bit.
Back it up for me, baby.
One play.
Back that ass up.
2 plays.
Back that ass up.
Actually, no, more than that. Let's go a little bit further back.
Oh, back it all the way up.
Because there is the receiver on the Titans. I don't remember this guy, Justin Calico.
Yeah, no idea who he is.
Neither do I. But he had that one sweet play where he's tiptoeing down the catwalk.
Yep. Okay.
And
I didn't catch that in real time, but they actually said that, didn't they?
Yeah, this is the point where they
that's brutal.
They figured that mismatch on him and Eugene, because the dude's pretty tall. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5", and Eugene's as we all know, 5'10" or what-ish.
Yeah, not a big.
Yeah, he's just too tall for him, and they have that in breaking right on the 3 or 4 yard line. They had the in breaking route, and he's just too big for Eugene to get around. He's in a good position, but the guy's just wait, and it hits him right in the chest, and he just drops it.
Yeah.
So then they have a run play with Stevie.
Yep.
And Matt Chatham comes off the linebacker blitz off the end, sheds her back, and he's just trying to chase down Steve McNair. And I'm like, oh, he's got him.
And he didn't.
And actually,
he's too country strong.
McNair scores on that play. He wasn't country strong. He was country fast. He just outran Chatham.
He kind of did, but he wasn't
close. But he got the Stevie.
And then Chatham dived for the legs, and Steve McNair just didn't even notice.
Yeah, he got. And I mean, on the replay, you can see pretty clearly that he scores a touchdown. He dives, touches the pylon, but they call him out.
Yeah, they call him out at the 1.
And then fucking Fisher can't find his buzzer to challenge it.
Oh, that's right.
It was 4th down, I think. I think 4th and goal.
So this is the same Jeff Fisher that coached the Rams when the Rams came to us. I think it was Jared Goff's first year. Remember when they moved to LA and they had that whole
Yeah, that makes
him.
sense. That makes
So
sense.
they came to us, and I'm pretty sure, and we'll get to this at some point, but I'm pretty sure in that game, Jeff Fisher also couldn't challenge a play because he couldn't find the red flag in all of his pockets. So he's sitting there like he's got like 3 guys trying to help him like go through all the pockets in his big puffy jacket to try and find the red flag so he can throw it out on the field.
Look, everyone shits on Belichick for keeping it in his sock, but
he always knows where it is. And he's,
yeah.
He's always quick to pull it out and chuck it.
Yeah.
So Jeff Fisher.
It might have been fourth down. I don't know. Was it?
I don't think it was. Oh, maybe it was fourth down. No, I don't think this one was fourth down yet. That was a different play.
Either way, similar country boy strong quarterback sneak. You're not denying Stevie McNair on the goal line from the half-inch yard.
Oh no, I think you're right. I think it was fourth down. But yeah, so Steve McNair falls into the end zone again for his second touchdown run of the game. And at this point, they decide to go for 2 to make it. I've lost track of the scores right now.
They go up by 3. So there's 25-24 after they scored the touchdown. So 2-point conversion makes a field goal game.
Yeah, so it's 27-24 Titans at this point.
Well, they run that same play that the dude just dropped it.
Yeah.
And it worked
Except
again.
this time he doesn't.
Yeah.
It was actually a harder throw. Like McNair overthrew the guy by like a foot and a half, and he went up and got it.
Makes a harder catch.
Over Eugene again, which was tough. So,
All right. This is where Richard Seymour is rightfully pissed because I don't know if you caught this or not. We were all waiting for that cheer when they scored when Stevie scores a neat touchdown. Did you hear them shoot the muskets?
No, I missed that.
Yeah. Really? They shot the muskets off.
Oh, that's a bad look.
No, isn't that terrible?
That's a bad look.
Like, Titans scored.
Okay, not a good look. I missed that part. Yikes. Yeah. So the Red Sox had won.
Yeah, they think they had won the game at that point.
Yeah,
that's why they're like.
But there's like 4.5 minutes left in this game, and it's looking like the Red Sox are going to be the only winners on the day.
Yeah, and yeah.
But we've already touched on this earlier when we're doing our one-hit wonders of the game. Bethel Johnson takes the ensuing kickoff 71 yards, outrunning the punter yet again. He's now Olayed 2 people. This time it's Bethel Johnson instead of Troy Brown. This one does count, and the announcers actually said something along the lines of, it's great to see a long kick return with no flags on it. Because it was happening on both sides of the ball for the Titans as well. Like every kick return is getting called back, it felt like. So the Patriots start at the Tennessee 30, which is pretty impressive. But they kind of struggled, the Patriots offense here. Find themselves in 3rd and 18 after, I think, another Brady sack probably.
He has a run for no gain and then, sack, where he's just patty caking the ball again.
Yeah, see, he's Drew Bledsoeing his way backwards down the field. And so it's 3rd and 18, and Brady just throws a quick, like that quick hitter that he does when he sees that the defensive back is off the wide receiver. So he just chucks it to Branch because the receiver's like 10 yards off of him, which on 3rd and 18, that's fine, except Deion Branch breaks that tackle and goes for 24 yards, I think, on 3rd and 18. And obviously the Patriots are trying to like just set up an easier field goal for Vinatieri to tie the game. But that sets them up like what? Inside the 10-ish, like around the 10, give or take? 10, 15-yard line?
This is the second. I thought the other one was 3rd and 18, but there was a 2nd and 18 in the red zone right before the Antoine Smith first touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
The Deion Branch as well, where he fucking...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Wait, he plays patty cake too long, actually, and then still managed to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's the one where he almost got caught from behind again.
Yep. So this is a better play. We're just dump it to him and let him make a play. If he doesn't make the play, you kick the field goal. If he does make the play, shit, we're in business.
Right, and he did. He got 23 yards on 3rd and 18.
And Branch
now all of a sudden they're like, huh?
Branch looked a little hurt as well.
He did. He looked like he was taking a while to get off the ground every time he got tackled.
There's a lot of gutty performances.
This was a great play.
Yeah.
So now it's 1st and 10 on the 15. And this, I think, is probably the run you were alluding to earlier from Mike Cloud being his best of the day.
This is his best run of his life.
This, like when he did it, I actually did the Chris Berman whoop when he made a couple of his cuts.
You make double of them because he broke two guys' ankles.
That's what I did. Yeah, it was amazing. So
so like the defensive end comes crashing in, no one blocks him.
Yep.
But like he just a little over pursues, so he gets the handoff, and the dude's kind of right in front of him, and he cuts left, and the guy goes right,
left trigger,
and so then he's into like the linebacker area, and the safety comes up, and he just jukes that dude out of his fucking shoes.
Yeah,
that thing could have gone for 80. That thing could have gone for 99 yards if they'd been on the 1 yard line because there's nobody else catching him, and he was a pretty fast dude.
Yeah. And he literally just walked in the end zone.
He beat two guys, and like you're gone. You break two tackles on a run game, I feel like you're getting a huge gainer, and that would have been to the end zone.
And it was to the end zone, 15 yards on the very next play from the 3rd and 18. So Patriots now after kicking an extra point up 31-27. We've got ourselves a ball game because
that shit happens so fast too. It was like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
The Titans score positive, a 70-yard kick return.
Yeah.
A negative 2-yard run, a negative 6-yard sack, a positive fucking 25-yard 3rd and 18 conversion, and then a fucking sweet angle breaker.
Well, like I was saying, like we came into this fourth quarter with the score 21-16 Patriots.
Yeah.
And it ends 38-30. Like we're just go back and forth down the field.
It's your head's spinning a little bit.
Yeah. And it looked like it was the Titans were coming straight back down the field. McNair on one of the first plays hits a big play to get to midfield. And
Eric Mason again.
Yep. And they're trying to kind of get another play in right before the 2-minute warning to give himself some time. And Steve McNair makes his biggest mistake of the game, where he tries to throw a quick out to who the fuck cares. He just happened to be covered by Ty Law. And I don't know what happens when you fight the law, Steve, but when I fought the law,
and the law won.
That's right.
The one-legged law won.
Ty Law pick 6 from about the 50-yard line. And this is when the game was officially over.
It's the best because you can see him returning it. And then you see him like doing the look behind, as he's running it. It was actually very similar to the Super Bowl with the Rams. Same outcut. Law breaks on the inside.
He broke so quickly on that too.
And like as soon as he sees that he's sort of alone, he starts limping. He limps the last 5 yards into the end zone.
Yeah,
and it's like, wait, are you hurt or are you not? Because that break was explosive and
oh my god,
super athletic, and everything up to that point looked like you were fine. Exactly, and then all of a sudden, you're like, okay, I don't need to like make this hurt anymore. I'm just gonna limp these last 5 yards.
And it did. He limped his way in the end zone.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Greg definitely didn't watch this game, but he should because this is an all-time Ty Law.
Yeah, because that wasn't the only play. He had another one of those.
He's been playing
early in the game. I think in the first quarter, maybe, where he broke on another ball like that and just like dove and got his hand in the way. Like this was textbook Ty Law.
But he would like play awesome and then limp around and then play awesome and limp around. It was like an incredibly gutty performance by Ty.
It was, yeah. It was a great performance by a lot of guys in this. Like you said, a lot of gutty performances happening here. Because I think there was a lot of people who were hurt and were like tweaking things and still like there's so many, like I said, there's so many one-hit wonder names in this game. And they're playing a really good Titans team who, how did the Titans do this year? They made the playoffs, I think, right? Oh, they did, because we'll see them again.
Yeah.
The Titans will finish 12-4. They lost 4 games this year, obviously. 2 to the Colts and 2 to the AFC East this game, and then they lose again to the Jets later in the season. So this was that was about all she wrote. McNair actually still brings him back down the field again. Like I say, he threw for 360 fucking yards. And then they also had what was like Mason. Yeah, but then they also did a hook and ladder, which I think was kind of a garbage missed call. Because the guy was supposed to catch it and then lateral it to,
it looked like he was either down or he didn't complete the catch. It was
that's what I thought. Yeah, like he didn't actually really fully catch the ball. He's kind of like caught it, but in the process of catching, kind of like shot putted it to the guy but it bounced, like it hit the ground. So everybody's like, "Oh, this is obviously incomplete." But then the Titans guy picked it up and kept running anyway, and they didn't blow the play dead. So we're like, "Oh fuck!"
Rodney Harrison, because he plays to the whistle.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The only person who chased that motherfucker down is like, "Oh hell no! I don't even care if there's a whistle. I want to hit somebody," and he did, and he saved a touchdown. And because of that, the Titans had to settle for a field goal. It's 38-30, and there's like 40 seconds left, I think, something like that.
I want to give the announcers one last little bit of cred. He made a Red Sox reference to whatever had happened in the Red Sox Oakland Athletics game recently.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Oh, something about
someone rounding second or something like that.
No, it was Roberts rounding third, because if I recall, in the Oakland A's game, he rounded third, and they were having a lot of issues with base running in that series because whoever the third base coach was kept like getting the call wrong and like either sending the guy when he shouldn't or holding him when he shouldn't. And so I think he kind of like didn't get the call in long enough, quick enough. So Roberts like rounded third and didn't go all the way and kind of like hesitated before going and then got thrown out the plate or something like that.
Either way, I love the announcers because they even did the whole after the fucking musket guy shot their fucking load everywhere. It's like, I guess we should welcome in the baseball. Everyone has been watching the baseball game. They do, and like, well, man, everyone who's watching the Tennessee Titans beat the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. This is the recap. So he fucking is like, well, welcome everybody who's watching the baseball game. Here's what's going on.
We've just switched over.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that was great. And then just to end this, Christian Fourier recovers the onside kick. And that was all she wrote. Patriots walk away with a game where they had like nobody left and still went toe to toe, putting up 38 points on and 160 rushing yards on the best rushing defense in the league.
Yeah. It was gritty.
Yeah. This was, I think, one of my favorite Patriots games we've watched in a long time.
Yeah,
so far.
It's nice that this is how the whole streak starts, because this is a game that easily could have lost.
A few times, but they kept battling back, battling through adversity, and there was just a lot of great plays in this. A lot of highlight plays that you can rewatch, and it was one of those games where I didn't really remember either. You know,
right? Oh yeah,
I don't remember much of this at all. Like none of these plays, I'm like, oh, that's right.
I had no idea who Micah Cloud was until I watched this game over again.
No. He's where you put all your data. Thanks, Steve.
No.
Yeah.
That's where you put fucking it in the cloud, bro.
In the cloud. You put your data in the cloud. All right. Best and worst, Steve. What do you got? You have anything left we haven't talked about?
A lot of best to pick from. Obviously, Troy Brown's sick-ass TD, although he didn't do much else.
No.
Mike Cloud's breakout game, Ty Law being super gritty and gutty, Deion Branch, Jarvis Green showing up for the first time. There was one, actually, I'm going to go left field for you.
Oh.
The announcers, I wish you could put the announcers as the number one positive, but this is a spin-off of them. They called out Jeff Fisher for every time a player of his gets hurt, he goes on the field.
That's right, yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome. And I don't think any other coaches do that. And I haven't seen any coaches really do that.
Yeah, that's what they were saying, that he was the only one.
I
understand why they
Jeff Fisher
don't.
For being the epitome of mediocrity, you know?
Yep, that's true.
But you got to respect that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the worst was probably the missed kicks by Vinatieri, you know? One of them, I can totally understand. And like, yeah, here it is. Finally broke that streak or whatever. But then he follows it up with that second one. And if you make both of those, this game was probably a little bit different, you know, when they were up.
Yeah.
Well, 11 it would have been
more comfortable.
15 or 18, you know?
Yeah.
An absolute blowout if he makes those.
Yeah. And they may have kicked an extra field goal instead of trying to go for on fourth down there too, that they failed. So
there's also a sneaky other good one. They showed a highlight of the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
With Johnny Morton, which
catches
also
a touchdown.
throwback. And then he does the worm.
He sure does.
In a fucking amazing worm. And the announcers call it the wave.
Well, one of them called it the wave. I don't know who it was, but one of them called it the wave. The other one called it the body wave.
Dude, it looks way more like a wave than a worm. I'm 100% in on the wave. I want to call that the wave going forward.
No.
Yeah,
There's got to be is body wave or nothing.
No.
Body wave or nothing. You're waving with your body.
Body wave, the human wave. I don't care what you call it. It's not a fucking worm. What kind of worm? Like the inchworm maybe moves like that, but that thing, it's like, it's different.
It's different.
That is a wave.
Can you do the worm, Steve Brown?
Fuck no.
Do the body wave?
I can't do the body wave either.
See, you strike me as I've seen you at stop waving at me. I've seen you at weddings on the dance floor, and you strike me as the type of guy who could pull off the worm.
Well, look, Andy, the dance moves choose me. I don't choose the dance moves. The wave hasn't chosen me, and I don't think the wave will ever choose me. I
don't know. I find that hard to believe. I think the wave will eventually choose you at some point in your life.
I just don't think it will, but we never know. I'll just have to keep dancing and find out.
Yes, I agree 100% with all of that.
Yeah. What do you got for best and worst?
All right. I got a couple last things we haven't talked about. This is kind of probably best for the Patriots, worst for the Titans. They showed a couple stats in the first quarter where the Titans hadn't allowed a first quarter touchdown in the last 10 games, dating back to a Steelers game the previous season. I think, and it was Tommy Maddox throwing like a 78-yard bomb. And they also showed a stat where it had been 7 games since New England had scored a first quarter touchdown.
Did that flash you back to this year?
Not great. A little bit.
Yeah, struggled in here 2020 scoring touchdowns.
Yeah. And what happened? But what happened though? Tom Brady hits Troy Brown deep for 58 yards, touchdown in the first quarter. So both of those streaks kaput.
Right at the end, a minute left.
Yep. Hey, still counts, baby.
Who better to break that than Troy?
Yeah.
I've been watching that highlight over and over again because it's the only one on your site.
I'll have some more for you.
It's a great highlight, though. I don't need more.
That throw was perfect. Like Brady dropped it right in the bucket.
Troy, adjustment in the air by Troy.
Yep. Oh, it was perfect.
One of those over your head ones, that you're only going to see as soon as it clears your head.
And it just cleared it perfectly. I think we should give another shout out to Craig Hentrich, the punter who's kicking field goals and kickoffs. I thought and the dude made the Pro Bowl, so good for him.
I didn't know.
And I will give you one more shout out for the commentators, just because we love them. They pointed out that Drew Bennett, the receiver of the Titans, was a QB at UCLA, who is now their wide receiver. I put down leading wide receiver, but he wasn't. He was their third receiver behind Mason and McCarron's. But gritty white wide receiver who used to play quarterback in college. That sounds familiar.
He's different.
Maybe we'll discover one of our own.
He is a bigger dude, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Similar pass. He played at UCLA.
How do we get Dan Dierdorf all time and not Gus Johnson?
These guys, right? Brent Jones. They were so good.
Yeah, Brent Jones and Gus Johnson, they were awesome.
Yep. I enjoyed them.
They made the game so much better. It was already a great game, and they made the game a lot better.
Yep. And so because of that, I think what we'll do is we'll end it the way we kind of started it.
Okay.
And when you 7, and when you say fooled everybody, that's just a little goose. He's just going to go up and goose the center.
And he sees the hole right inside, and you see him just lean forward.
Big hole up inside. You don't necessarily call that in the huddle. You just get up there and you say, hey, there's a big opening. I'm going to goose my center and get right on his tailbone.
Wait. Do you hear the other guy laugh as soon as he says the first goose? Because you know where this is going. You know this is going into football, not football territory.
I laughed too. I can't help it. A great pairing.
No football, not football has been more clearly not football than them talking about Armin Katayan's feet.
Oh my God, that was brutal. But no, I think Brent Jones, if I recall from the 2001 season, Brent Jones was the one who Mike Mello would get most of his quotes from.
I love that.
Brent Jones, very, very football, not football quotable.
That's a great thing, I feel.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're able to.
The arm contains feet, and then that's not even football. It's just not football, and it's not.
I don't
fun.
think that was Brent Jones, though. So yeah.
Phil Simms.
Yeah, exactly. So this was a definitely watchable game. You can find it on the Patriots Dynasty website, patriotsdynasty.info /game/87. And you'll have YouTube. There's primetime highlights of this game on there, and both halves. What else? Oh, we have our Patriots Dynasty hotline. If you want to call or text us, leave us a voicemail, leave us a text.
Hold on, let's see if I can remember it. 603-505. Troy Brown.
For 3.
Oh, for 3, right. Troy Brown playing basketball.
8043, baby. 505-8043. 603 area code because we represent.
Where that's where you live.
Yes.
Old people are like, yeah, I'm from the 603. And like, it's a whole state, buddy.
Yeah, which part?
We got like
We're
6
all
areas
from
in Virginia. You got to be a little more specific.
Yeah. Well, even Massachusetts has like 4 or 5, don't they?
Yeah.
Are we the only state that only has one?
No, come on, dude. You think North Dakota has multiple?
Vermont definitely only has one, I'm sure. I don't even know.
Get out of here.
So if you have any feedback, if you have anything you want to say about any of these games too, we'll if you went to these games or any of these upcoming games, you have notes for us, let us know. Or if you want to shit on Greg Brown for not showing up or not watching the games, you can feel free to do that too.
Yep. And for that doctor's issue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to give him some heads up on that. Or if you just want to be like
you're a doctor, maybe you're Andy's doctor and need to call him and tell him something that he needs to test it.
Or maybe you're Steve Brown and you're just going to text me that I'm an avocado. But it's up to you. We are listening. We're here. Again, 603-505-8043. All right. What's next week, Steve Brown?
I don't know.
Who are we playing? Oh, next week we have the Giants. At a game I think I may have gone to.
Really?
I'm going to have to rewatch it to find out, but if this is a game where Tiki Barber fumbles a lot, then yes.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. So join us next week on the Patriots Dynasty podcast, and we will see you then.
See you later.